is a bloody man.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start.
Shae is a bloody mess.
Well, it's not fair if you unmute during the video. I was so quick on it to try and keep you from saying anything, you bitch. Oh, welcome everyone to another Red Valkyrie Presents. I'm of course Shae the Red, being a little extra red tonight. And I'm here with my co-host Alex, aka CY.borg Valkyrie. How are you doing, Cy?
I am doing awesome, and Shae is a bloody mess.
Yeah, like real bad.
I just like saying bloody for UK books. Bloody mess.
We're here with one of our most favorite creators, Mr. Wulley, William Hazle. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Thanks for having me back on there, Shae. You're looking good. I'm liking the look.
Yeah, I really I want to have you on every time you have a book, but you sneaky thing where like you have them and they go out and then I end up finding out after I've already got like 3 weeks worth of bookings. And I'm like, what the fuck, Wulley? Like, let me know.
I mean, we know you're doing the CG UK thing there over on the other side of the pond, but keep us in the loop.
But we love you.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm always out there on the Twitter. In fact, to the point that I'm sure that most of my followers probably have me muted by now. But those who don't are amazing people.
All right.
That's my favorite comment of the stream. I already know it now.
It's like the worst ASMR ever.
Shae is awesome.
Whatever.
That got me point.
Before we get into the finale of this amazing saga, we're gonna real quick say thank you. Sponsor the Dragon's Treasure. If you go to thedragonstreasure.com and type in code Red Valkyrie, you get 10% off for your anime themed teas, which is epic, and we get a little bit of a kickback, so we would appreciate it. But enough of tea. Although I'm sure
he doesn't love tea.
Right. It's probably one of the most appropriate. Like we've had 2 guests back to back that it's the most appropriate for us to plug tea, and it makes me really happy. I started drinking more tea ever since we got this sponsor too. And I actually haven't gotten anything from the sponsor. I just realized I have a shit ton of tea that I haven't touched for a really long time.
Oh, Shae, did you see that he messaged us the other day?
Did he? Fuck. No.
Yeah, and he's like, I just realized I never sent you guys that tea. I mean, so nice. Just to be real, guys, he's sending out orders like a mofo, and he just forgot to send us the sampler pack that he promised us when we made the deal. So that's all it is.
I'm excited. One of them is like a bourbon-y thing or something. It's going to be interesting.
Bourbon tea.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Hey, Wulley, once I try it, if we get like a couple packs, I'm going to just ship 1 or 2 your way. You can give it a shot, you know? All right,
you know, with Wulley, we gotta get the Scotch tea now.
Right? It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, we just pour the Scotch into the tea. You know, that's what you do.
That's not how we do that. The way that we do that is we just pour it in, and then it's actual.
It's just called a wee nip.
A wee nip. I've seen wee nips. They ain't wee nor the nips. They're substantial shots. It's like 1 or 2 shots, and you're like, it's just a nip, just a little bit. You're like, oh, it's gonna fuck me up. I can't drink that and then drive.
It's like the traditional cure for a cold. Just shot of whiskey.
Yeah. Hot toddy. Hot water, whiskey. Lemon.
God, I could just listen to Wulley talk all fucking night.
Seriously, like I'm gonna give Wulley just a string of like random sentences to say. Just come on the stream and just read down this list.
I'll say for soul line, I'll say chocolate. There you go.
So Wulley's doing our intro now, at least the voiceover part of it.
Right. So it won't be me anymore. But you have to throw in a bunch of Scottish slang.
Yeah.
And everything in there. like tell everybody to sit down and whatever, but like really rude. It'd be great.
What you wished? It worked. It worked.
Oh my gosh! And now we have Coffee Mark in the chat. This is awesome.
And talking about the size of his nipples. That's perfect. Hey, Commie Mark. Wulley. All right. I'll back your comic for $1. I won't even ask for any part of the comic. I'll put $1 into your campaign right now if you say Red Valkyrie.
Red Valkyrie.
Oh, that is actually badass. Now I'm gonna pull that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get into your campaign, because I've got to say, and this is something that I said before the show actually went live. I don't know what y'all are doing in CG UK, but please keep doing it, because Merry Boys was like a sleeper hit that I did not expect to love. And oh my gosh, did I love that book. And then I get my absolutely gorgeous package of Ailsa Dark and just gorgeous art, awesome books. I started reading it and I was like, why are all of you guys overseas where it's going to be so much harder for me to like buy you a beer at some point? Because these are amazing stories. So I can't wait for the third book and the conclusion basically of the saga.
Conclusion.
Oh, exciting. All right.
I think that in CG UK, which was just so much variety, it's all different kinds of books as well. And we just
really
help each other and push each other, help support each other and get stuff out there. And so it's been a ball, doing this.
I love it. And you guys, aside from being very supportive of one another, like you guys do all put out very different things, and they're really interesting stories. It's like that idea of everybody has at least one story that they can tell. And it's like, you guys are like, we have one story in each possible genre. And we're all going to tell all of our stories in all of these genres, and we're just going to kind of spread it around.
It's funny you say that, because that's my plan for the next couple of years.
I knew it.
Story for every genre.
All right, let us know about the conclusion of Ailsa Dark, Werewolves and Bampots, because I'm excited.
Well, it's the conclusion. So the third issue is here for everybody who backed the first campaign. It's a 52-page, giant-sized conclusion, just like you used to get back in the Bronze Age of comics. You get a big, giant-sized comic. The first campaign had the first 2 issues. This campaign allows you to get all the issues together, so you get the complete story. That's 124 pages of excitement, and it's a story of Ailsa Dark. She's a hostess of a late-night YouTube channel that shows horror movies. So she's kind of like Elvira. But that's really just a cover, because what she really does is she protects the border between our world and a world of creatures like vampires and werewolves and monsters and ghouls, and they live amongst us, and she protects the ones who keep the peace, and she kicks the arse of the ones who don't. And this is the first story that introduces herself and the various characters around us, and it's Werewolves and Bampots. It's about a battle between werewolves. It's about a battle that's going to bring about the apocalypse through the ceremony of the wolf, and it's about a battle that Ailsa Dark is going to be right in the middle of. And I don't want to tell you too much. The story is told from 3 different points of view. From Ailsa Dark's point of view, from the point of view of a policeman, an ex-policeman called Umar Nawaz, who is drawn into this world and also has a ghost from his past, a physical ghost, his ex-girlfriend who's dead and is talking to him. He doesn't know whether he's gone mad or she really exists. There's a third narrator, and this narrator is like, imagine Stan Lee was talking to you all the way through the comic. When this narrator's there, he knows you're there, and he talks to you like a pal. But when you find out who this narrator is at the end of the second issue, you're going to worry about that, because do you want this guy as your pal? And that's it. I'm not going to tell you the plot. That's just the feel of Ailsa Dark. And if you like horror movies from the 70s or the 60s or the 50s or the 40s, if you like the horror comics of the 70s and 80s, and if you like action and adventure, you'll probably love Ailsa Dark.
Yes.
We have our first question, and I'm interrupting because it is germane to the conversation.
Would you like to put the actual question up on the screen?
No, I thought I'd hit the wrong thing because there's lag.
The stream now is like that, isn't it? You always hit the wrong thing.
Monstrositus wants to know, what is a Bampot?
A Bampot, in normal general terms, a Bampot is an idiot. And an idiot is a Bampot. And they're both, if you don't know what an idiot is, they're both foolish people. They're fools, they're idiots. However, in the world of Ailsa Dark, the Bampots are also flesh-eating ghouls, and they're also nigh impossible to kill. And when they devour some creature, so they say they devour a werewolf, they take on the physical attributes of the werewolf, so kind of like they could become werewolf-like if they wanted to. If one of them was to eat Mr. Fantastic, he would get Mr. Fantastic's powers, that kind of thing.
So like Kirby.
Yeah, kind of like Kirby. Yeah, kind of like Kirby. I love a bit of Kirby.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Way more
any connections to my previous life as a games developer might well be spottable throughout the book as well. There's loads of things you could spot there.
Now, Wulley may or may not have invented Kirby. We have no knowledge.
No, I did not invent Kirby.
No, I was trying to sell the mystique.
I do, however, don't mind taking if anybody wants to say it, that's fine. Put it out on the internet. I'm fine. I'll take any lie and turn it into your truth. No problem. I'm joking, of course.
Shae's busy typing, otherwise she'd be laughing.
Sorry. Look, I'm big upping you. What I have to vouch for it, because like I was telling Wulley, when I got issues 1 and 2, and I got them with the 3D goggles and the little special 3D
3D specs behind me.
Yeah. Oh, so I went through and I read that whole story, and oh my gosh, it was like being a kid again. It was so much fun, and it was so entertaining, and the story was really good, and both books 1 and 2 were phenomenal. And just like Soul Ion said, they are giant sized. They are too big for your long box. They are gorgeous, and the artwork in them is just phenomenal. It's 1,000% worth it, and this is a no-brainer. This is definitely, if you missed out on 1 and 2, you need to get all 3 of them in this right now.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to use that quote as well. Too big for your long box.
Yeah,
they
doesn't fit your long box. Get a wide box. Just.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So turn it sideways and put it in the side.
You have some pretty awesome stretch goals. Let's go over what ones you've got. So
yeah. Well, the Tiny Pogo Man, as I've already got them, they're already printed. There's one of them there. And
nice. Oh, hold on.
They're already here, and there he is sitting behind me. And the Tatty Pogo Man Wants You was the first stretch goal print, and that went quite quickly. In fact, the whole campaign was funded because of the original kind of like Mountain of Heart was just over a grand, I think, to meet my target. We did it on Charlie's London's channel. We got there in 45 minutes, which was like, wow, that was good. And then about an hour or so later, we'd got the first stretch goal as well. So that was amazing. The Tatty Pogo Man, it was a character in the 3D book that Shae was talking about. Is I've got these 2 characters really that I'm kind of like developing. Ailsa Dark, who I'm taking it, she's a slow burn. She's probably the one character that's get the least development so far, because I want to build her up slowly throughout the 3 issues. The Tatty Pogo Man is just bonkers from the first minute you meet him. Just a crazy, psychopathic, fun character. And they do both collide at some point. There's going to be a collision there at some point. That's why he's included at every step in Ailsa Dark's campaign. And this is, of course, a homage to the old Uncle Sam, Tatty Pogo Man Wants You.
I love the detail that you put into the Tatty Pogo Man, because like the stitches that hold his brow and his like lower eye part up, and it like kind of crosses into his eye, and it's like, it's cool. I got to make sure that it stays more or less upward, and so he stitches straight through without like any care in the world. Yeah,
he looks a slight inconsistency sometimes from panel to panel. It doesn't really matter, because in my mind it's always shifting on his face anyway. And the idea is the character is he's connected to physically he's connected to somebody who was a tailor So he actually does get like the needles and the thread out and starts sewing skin onto his face. So somebody else's skin that's on his face. He's a fun character.
I'm so glad I just ate.
Seriously, going through that 3D side story that you had, as much as I was like, oh, it's like being a kid again, I was like, except it's making me really sick. Like,
it's funny though. It's funny. I first sold it at a convention in colour, so it was a colour version of it, and it had like as you know, there's quite a bit of blood in it, and parents would come with their kids, and the kids would start, flicking through it, and I say, you might want to watch because that's not, maybe appropriate for an 8-year-old, but they all loved it, and they come back and buy it for their kids because it is kind of appropriate.
How many of us grew up when we were like little kids watching like Hellraiser and shit? So,
Exactly. It's meant to be the kind of thing that you would feel good if you were a kid and you got a hold of because it would feel forbidden, but you've got
right. You're like, I'm not supposed to have this. It has adult themes.
Yeah. Obviously, I was a wuss because I stayed up when I was 11 and watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and it scared the shit out of me for weeks.
Oh, I didn't get into horror until I was an adult because I think the first horror that I saw was a Chucky movie, and it was at a slumber party, and they all decided for this girl's birthday she loved horror, and they were gonna watch Chucky, and then I freaked the fuck out, and I didn't sleep the entire night, and like I ran out of the room crying and everything. It was like it was very dramatic. That I never watched a horror movie again until I was an adult and was like, okay, all right, I'm going to start watching them seriously now.
Yeah, that was the opposite. I saw them when I was a kid, and I just loved. I loved being scared by them. I loved it.
Oh goodness. Okay, so your 3,000 goal. Every backer deserves a Bampot bonus.
Yeah, so that was like I added that one as like a trading card. So this is the first of the Bampot trading cards, and that we've hit that bonus as well. So everybody's got a flesh-eating Eric the Bampot Anderson trading card.
Oh God!
And then you see him always kind of like rubbery, kind of glory, with his teeth stretching and growing out. They just love killing. They consider it an art form. I think in the comic at one point, one of the narrators calls them the Jackson Pollocks of slaughter.
I really want to see this in like a mask with the jaw hanging down, like double the actual length of somebody's face with the jaw and the teeth. That's awesome.
Hey, merchandising idea, neck gator.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah,
Wulley. Oh, you so need to. That would be a perfect neck gator. That would be absolutely epic with if you did it from his nose down and just made it a neck gator.
That's what you think of it.
All right.
Yes, we're heading towards this one now. Yeah. This is Dato, my mate's Dato, Statistical Zero. And we do a show every Thursday night where we just sit and talk about movies. People may or may not be interested in. And he's done this print for me here, which is like a really nice retro 60s Ailsa Dark movie sort of themed print. And that's the next stretch goal. So once we get there, everybody gets one of these as well.
I'm gonna be wholly honest. A couple nights ago, I saw you tweet this out. And I love Stadio. Like I've got a couple of the random like 3-panel comic strips and stuff that he's done. Where apparently my hand turkeys found their purpose and have reached their magnum opus. And I'm like, yeah. And then there's another one with me and Carla where he's giving Carla a hard time because of how she says pinup. Because she calls them peanuts.
Peanuts.
It's part of her accent. And so he did one of those. So I love Stadio and his stuff. And I saw this and I was talking to CY when I scrolled down to this and I went, I need you to help me out. I need you to remind me when I see really awesome campaigns with people that I really, really love to try actually doing some fucking fan art because this is so eye-catching and really cool. Like you said, very retro.
Yeah, because we were just chatting, and he asked, if he could do something for it, and I'm like, yeah, because he's the hardest working man on Twitter or in indie comics at all, or in Comicsgate or anywhere, and it's just a really nice piece. Yeah, I think it's really nice.
It's awesome.
I saw something similar to this in a Nightmare on Elm Street promo piece. It was either that or Jason, where they did something like this in the silhouette of the monster.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It reminded me of like the Saul Bass posters from the 1960s, from the Hitchcock films and that kind of thing. So I was well happy with that.
Yeah, awesome.
No, it looks great, and I love how it kind of has a pop art feel, but then it also has that double exposure feel, and it's a very well done poster, and it makes me really happy to see. But it also makes me go, I really need to try and do some fan art, because I never do. I always talk about it, and I get like a 10th of the way done, and then I quit, and I'm just like, I'm not an artist. that I don't do anything.
You know what?
No, it was cool because it's like he's only, other than me, he's the only person to, I think, draw an Ailsa Dark. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Ailsa Dark hand turkey.
Have I didn't do one on your first campaign. Damn, I'm so behind on hand turkeys. I'm gonna have to like spend my week off over Christmas just doing hand turkeys.
You need to say, we need to do a Tati Bogo hand turkey, then you send it me and I'll make it 3D for you.
Okay, done. I'm doing 2 hand turkeys now. I'm gonna do Ailsa Dark and Tati Bogle. It have to. It's gonna be amazing. They're actually gonna be really shit. I'm very sorry for what I'm about to do to your character, but just know it's done with love and care.
That's all that matters.
And trying so fucking hard.
Soul Ion, yes.
And turkeys.
Fan turkeys.
I'm okay, so like legitimately, Wulley, I'm actually gonna take all of these really horrific hand turkeys that I've made over the year, 1 year. I'm gonna put them on a pair of sweatpants, like pajama pants. It's Stefano! Yes, we were gushing over your amazingness and how you inspire me to want to do art, because he really is. He does, like, he wakes up and he's like, oh, just a quick morning sketch, and I'm like, oh, it's so funny and well done, and I don't do this. Like in the morning, I wake up and I scroll through Twitter for 3 hours, and then I go, I should probably be productive today.
Yeah, and I'm yelling at her, get out of bed.
No, he's terrific. He's style. He can turn his hand at so many different kind of like genres and styles.
Oh yeah,
terrific.
He does great stuff. Postage and packaging. I can vouch. Your stuff is going to come from Wulley, like beautifully packaged, and if it got damaged, it's because somebody doesn't like you, and definitely like did it intentionally, because all of my stuff came pristine.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I tried my best. That's why I've got the picture of the box there. It's like it's as solid as I could get it, and everything's it's hand wrapped with love. But I did say, I've said in a couple of streams, it's like, because when you're doing it all yourself, it's like you're packaging them and you're putting them aside, and you've got the piles and just in pencil writing on what one it is, like it's a deluxe edition or whatever. And then I look over and I see there's a couple of 3D glasses sitting there.
Oh gosh!
No. So I've got to go and slice them all open and open them all up and see. And there's a couple of times I just forgot to put the 3D glasses on because it's. But they are all put together with.
So that explains the fact that the tape is 3 times thicker than it needed to be. You just kept going back and having to add more.
It could very well be. Yeah. I'm going to make sure I just use clear tape as well this time, so everybody can see where the edge is, so they'll be able to just slice it and be able to get them open to the same boxes, unless they go from the dark deluxe tier.
I think I took the box and I was running my fingers along the edges for a second until I felt like a depression. I went, I think right here I can cut it. So I was like, I don't want to cut through anything. This stuff is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go over your stretch goals, because you've got you offer a lot of stuff, and there's already some stuff that's gone.
Yeah, there's we had a 24-hour special. Which doesn't show up there anymore because, of course, it's been shut away, but I think it was about 14 issues. And it was the Tatty Bogleman had taken over the cover for 24 hours. And it was actually Tatty Dark. If you scroll down, you'll see there's a small image of it still there. Can you see? There he is there. You can see he takes over the cover. And that was just on launch day. But unfortunately, Tatty Bye has gone. Yeah. He gets everywhere. But so that was that went well. That was quite a good idea at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely was.
But yeah, there's loads of stuff. The feature tier gives you all 3 issues. So that's 2 issues from the first campaign. They were both like 36-page issues, and the third issue is a 52-page giant-size issue, and that gives you the entire story. So think of that as like a 124-page kind of like graphic novel. That's a hell of a lot. That's good stuff. So you're going to get that plus all the stretch goals. So you're getting that right now, plus the Tatty Bogleman, the Eric Bampot trading card. It looks like we're going to be heading towards you getting the statistical zero print as well, the way things are going. So
yes. Yeah. Oh, we're getting close to it, right?
Yeah.
I'm in US dollars, so
yeah, that looks nicer in US dollars. That's cool. So it's a higher US dollars. There's also add-ons when you go through. So the add-ons when you go through are you can get a badge, which is like or a button, as you call them, a pin, which is like a tactical Bowman pin, which is quite nice. And there's also a making of Ailsa Dark, which is going to be quite a substantial book that's kind of like going into everything that was involved in the making of Ailsa Dark, because there was an issue, which I do have here, that was created before the campaign, and it's a completely different beast. And the making of goes into that and lets you know about what was changed, why I changed it, and why I trashed this, and why nobody's ever going to see it as it is.
So you're sending it to us, signed as the collector's edition, right?
Ha! Like that.
That is the only edition I have. I actually trashed the whole run. I just binned the whole run. You'll find it all about it in the making of Ailsa Dark. Yeah, I know.
Shae, refresh.
Shae. You know what I really want you to do, which I realize you probably won't, but that whole Sadie Bogleman wants you, like Uncle Sam thing. Yeah. I want that as a patch, like to put on our jackets, and so it can just be like a really random kind of creepy thing that if you know nothing about the Sadie Bogleman, you won't have any clue what the crap is talking about, but people are going to look at it and be like, the hell is that?
Well, funny you mentioned that. Not that I'm doing it, but I did think about that myself, because I did think of a heavy metal patch. You know?
Yes.
When I was doing it, I could imagine him replacing Gene Simmons or Eddie or somebody in the back of somebody's jacket. so maybe further down the line, I might actually do something like that. Yeah.
You know what? You let me know, because
I will do.
I know a guy who's here in the States, but he does really, really, really good work. And so we'll talk. You can get a quote and see if his shipping charge is going to be crazy insane. And if they decide it's going to be super insane, then I'll see if I can get you a better rate if it ships to me and I ship to you.
Right. Well, maybe later. I'm thinking the next campaign, because I've got a lot of Tatty Bogleman in the next campaign.
You let me know, because I am so down for Tatty Bogleman on a patch. Soul Ion says obligatory patch shakedown moment. I'm sorry, I have a problem. I really love patches. I love patches on really good campaigns, and this is a really fucking amazing campaign that I would be proud to wear that patch for.
Thank you.
All right, so you have the digital only tier.
Well, actually, before I forget, the add-ons, you can get the Tatty Bogleman 3D special as an add-on. So it's there when you go through to unless you go for the fear box where you get everything, you can get that as an add-on as well. So remember to scroll down on the add-ons because the way that they do the add-ons, sometimes if you're on the phone and that, you don't realise they're there.
Fully recommend adding that on for sure. And before we go any further, I've been told to refresh the campaign. All right. $4,363 US. So congratulations to Wulley. You're doing great. Oh man. I love this series so much. It makes me so happy to see.
Thank you. I think when I first did it, I thought maybe it's so dense because there's a lot in it. You have to stick with it when you start reading it, and it kind of opens up, I think, as you get into it. I wanted it to feel like a 70s or 80s comic, and I think I've done that.
The thing is, though, is like, yeah, okay, it takes a bit to get into it, but at least for the bit that it takes to get into it, you have like really hot eye candy.
Yeah.
who's sitting here, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this and that," and you're like, "Is she in a corset? That looks like a corset. Look at there's a nice cleavage."
I want you to think it's one thing and then realize it's not really that once you get into it. That's what.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that you did a very good job of that kind of like bait and switch, because I was like, "Oh, she's gonna be like a cute little YouTube hostess, whatever." We were making the jokes in the first campaign because she's a redhead and I'm a redhead, and YouTube, and we're like, ha ha ha, it's funny. And then I start getting into it, and I was like, I'm nothing like Ailsa Dark. Like
she's not. Especially once you get the second issue, it's like, oh no, she's dark by name, dark by nature. That's it.
Yes. Like I'm a little morbid, but
you should turn your head right now, Shae, while that picture's up, and we can just, if you want to, just a wee bit more. There you go, guys. Ailsa Dark. The flesh.
I worked very hard. I literally was trying to draw the same bloodlines.
I can see you've done a good job.
Thank you. I tried very hard. Just for you, Wulley.
Wulley, I could not pay you $1 to do this because Indiegogo will not let me pay in dollars, and it will not let you pay with fractions of a pound either. Nor will it let you contribute just £1. So you obviously set me up for failure. But congratulations on your £2 without a claim for reward that I just contributed.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I honor my debt.
Again, anyway, like it's probably already happening. I got to go double check, but I'm pretty sure I didn't back at the level that I wanted to back at, so I'm gonna have to back you again.
I don't know. Have a check. If you haven't, get in touch with me, and we'll sort it out.
We'll figure it out.
And go for the one you want. But yeah, there's hey, wise guys. Shae the Dark.
Shae the Dark Red.
Shae the Dark Red. The color of the blood seeping out of my face right now.
I've done my best to make sure that everything that was available in the first campaign is here in some forum, so that people can find it in a tier, you know, if they've missed it the first time round. And so the digital backers from the first campaign, that's why I had like a handful of people back the digital version. So issue 3 is up here right now, is digital as well. I don't undersell the digital. It's a decent price for the digital because they're backing the work that you're going to create here, and I appreciate that. But when you back me in digital, you get all the other kind of stretch goals as digital copies as well. So you'll get a high def PDF of the prints, and if you get a good printer at home, you can print that out and you can frame it yourself and put it up your wall. So I do that for everybody. I also split the PDFs up, so it's not just the print PDF you get, it's a proper RGB PDF that I create specifically for your tablet and your phone, and I make sure that you've got the option of having double page versions. So if you're watching it on your big screen monitor, you've got the cool double page versions to go through, and there's lots of double pages in Ailsa Dark. And then I split it into single page ones, which makes it easier reading for a smaller tablet or your phone, and I also give you it as a CBR, so you're going to get 3 PDFs of all the comics that you back on this, and you get them kind of like in various different ways as suits you.
Awesome.
Awesome. I gotta say, Wulley, I think you're the first person I've ever seen who's done that, where it's like, oh, the stretch goals that we have, if I can get them to you as digitals and you backed the digital tier, you're still getting the stretch goal, but you're getting it digitally.
Totally. I don't see this as a shop front. I see this as people backing the project because they like the project. And you back at a certain tier, you're getting that. So if you back it at digital, you should get the same or as close to the same as you can for the physical backers in a digital forum. I believe that strongly.
That's so awesome. I appreciate that. So, and that's one of the big reasons why we love you so much, is because you are very customer centric. You are very like, what can I do to make this a wonderful experience for my readers and people who believe in me and back me?
Totally.
That's something that some people don't have, and it's really sad when you see people that don't have it. But I love that that's what you're focused on. That makes me just giddy inside.
Cool. I like giddy.
Giddy.
Wulley, I'm very sorry. They've given you an extra penny, and that's just right out.
Alex, will you shut up? I will send you $5 if you will shut up right now about it.
As long as it's not a bad penny, I'm fine.
No, it's a good penny.
It's a good penny. Fabulous.
Nice and shiny. It's a tuppence. We'll get you a tuppence. I actually still have for when I was stationed in England, I randomly found one of my old wallets and I've got like a shit ton of 2p, and I was like, "What the hell do I still have these?" Like, what? They're not even worth anything in England, and now I'm sitting here like, well, it's like a big penny. It's like a really big penny.
Big penny. We used to have half pences as well. Like you say, a half a pence, half a penny.
I have one.
We had a half penny and a penny, and then a 2 penny and a 5 penny and a 10 penny. 20
the
penny.
10 pennies are tiny. The 10 pennies are kind of like our dimes, right?
Yeah, well, the 10 pennies are all just slightly smaller than a 2 penny.
Yes,
it's the 5 pennies that are smaller. They're the size of the dime.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Oh my gosh! I randomly just found a bunch of this random like pounds and pence and stuff like that. I was like, I can't. Like the exchange rate would murder me for the 10 pounds that I just found. Like, what would be the point? Be like, here's 10 pounds, and then go, okay, so here's $4 after all of our fees. Pound and the dollar are that far off. I was like, I'm just gonna frame them. I'm just gonna have them now.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
So just reading wise guys in the chat.
Yeah, why so many penny variants? Some artists can't make up their mind. It's all variant.
It's various depictions of the queen, some less flattering than others.
No, you get put in the tower for that.
That is actually true. CY, do not show your artwork. I don't know if you know, Wulley, do you know who Aaron Calamari is?
Yes.
Oh my God, that one. That was not mine.
At one point in time, we had a picture of Aaron, and it got superimposed on, was it a 10-pound bill?
I will find it now that you said not to.
But yeah, it was eerie how easy it was to get Aaron to look like the queen.
Wow.
It was very simple. I don't know if it's. I think it's a hit on Aaron.
I think the queen has a kind of a generic face though, so I think anybody could probably be a good hit on. Hang on, that's not going to sound right. I'm going to get thrown in the tower. Anybody could be a good fit. No, I'm going to stop there.
Oh, we're just going to move on. This is one of my most favorite pieces that I got from your first campaign with books 1 and 2 is this print, because this, guys, this is gorgeous. The colors are amazing in this print.
I was so happy with that. It's a proper kind of like Jekyll print, so that it's kind of like it'll be nice and vibrant years after we're all gone. That's the kind of quality of print that is. It's archive quality, and it's in proper kind of like a glossy photo paper that it's on. And I took my time to make sure I got all the colours just right for it. And there's some left, and I've just this very night I added them to this campaign. Only 8, and one's gone already, so I'm happy with that. If you've previously backed on this campaign and you decide to go for this tier as well, I'm going to go for this tier just now. It's just added. There's no postage on this, so it just gets added to any tier you might have backed. If you just back this and you just want it, I'm happy with that. If that's all you want, there's no postage on it either. Just as a thank you for backing with this, I'll post it off to you.
That is awesome. And in case anybody is concerned about the packaging of this, not only does it come very well packaged, it still has that thin protective paper over the front of it to keep it nice and pristine without fingerprints or anything. And it's just, I have it right over here waiting to be framed, and it is just gorgeous. It is so pretty.
It's very neat. I was well happy with it. Yeah.
I mean, as you should be. I remember you showing it on stream, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks really pretty." And then I got it, and I was like, "Oh, stream does not do it justice. It is so much
because there's
prettier.
a real texture to it. There's a real kind of like detail to it. That's very nice. Yeah,
absolutely. It's absolutely. I wholeheartedly sigh. We don't need to get struck.
We're not going to get struck. No, credit where it's due. This was by a war campaigner. Once upon a time, I associated with that group. So this is not mine. Let me see here. Make sure.
So Aaron would look like with hair. Okay, take it down. That's enough.
Wulley is stunned.
Wulley can't say anything. He's in the place where thought crimes are bad.
To the tower with you.
Oh my god. You're driving to drink.
He's a Scotsman. Wind drives him to drink.
Good sound, that isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's a you don't get impressive cork
Yeah.
sounds like that in America.
Oh my goodness.
Cheers. Slam.
God save the calamari.
So Ian says that that's scarier than the horror comic.
Not that I need an excuse, but that was a good excuse, I've got to say.
Look, we're nothing if not accommodating, right? All right, so for 20 pounds or 26 US dollars, you can get a print copy of the supersized number 3 issue.
Supersized number 3. Yeah, I can show. Hang on a minute. I always keep a nice Bronze Age comic sitting next to me so that I can show everybody.
You see that, Shae? I did it on my own.
So there you see a cracking old Bronze Age comic here right next to Ailsa Dark, and you can see the size it is. It's a super size, very sexy.
Yes.
Silk paper extravaganza.
Silver Ogre, I'm sorry, it's already been deleted. You'll just have to watch the replay and
go back a little bit. It was up there long enough. Everyone had a collective groan. We all felt our souls leave our bodies. So.
I'm okay now.
You're okay? The scotch helped?
Mm.
I'm doing great now. All right, so then you have your digital catch-up tier, which I love this because we were just talking to Ame from Reality Hackers, who I need to get her to talk to you because all of her tiers.
I saw that. I saw her campaign and I saw her digital, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
So low.
£3.
£3. The stuff's good.
So we'll have to get you two in touch since you know what the shipping is like from where you are and good at pricing out and valuing the work that you put into everything that you do because you do it all just like she does.
Yeah.
And so, the $40 US for 3 books that are 36, 36, and 52, like those are big books. That's not like a small amount of anything.
Yeah.
Those
I
are
mean, a couple of the issue 3s have gone from previous backers. None of these have gone yet. But what happened was when I went into In Demand last time, every couple of weeks I picked up somebody coming on with digital. And the digital there was around about £18-20. And I'm with just 3 or 4 backers, I was making more than a lot of people were having 20 or 30 or 40 backers on their digital. Mm-hmm. Again, because I don't see this as a shop front for buying the digital comic. It's a shop front for backing the campaign. So I'll give the backers as much as I can once they've got these. I'll get it to them. And they don't have the added problem of the postage, which again, I keep the postage as low as I can. Because what I do is I get one of those boxes and I fill it with comics and I fill it with prints and stuff and I weigh it. And then I see what the cat calculates, so I keep it as low as I can. But I think you've got to think of your digital as if you were a publisher and you were putting the book up on Amazon and you have a Kindle version. So Stephen King is not going to undersell himself on the Kindle. He's going to put it up there at a decent price that's cheaper than a hardback, but it's still going to be a decent price, and we should be no different.
Exactly. And that's something that I think a lot of artists have a hard time understanding is you've already put in the work, the energy, the effort when you sat down and wrote the script and drew it out and colored it and lettered it and got all of the files in the right format. And so you could have a digital version. All of that is work. And that is something that you should be paying yourself for. Now, granted, if you're going to do it where you're not going to provide a physical copy of something, yes, you should pay yourself a little bit less than if it was a physical copy, because that physical copy has its own costs with it for printing, shipping, and all that, which is why they're a bit more. But you should value the time and effort and energy that you've already spent making this a thing.
Exactly. And don't screw yourself on the post, because she's figuring Royal Post, and I mean, her location is on her campaign, so I'm not really doxing her. She's outside Belfast, and she's 7 pounds of Royal Post to the US.
See, you've got, well, maybe she is, because it's just it's a couple of single issue comics. It might well be, but you have to. What your mistake you can make in your first campaign, which I didn't make, because I did the same thing in my first campaign, is you have to work out not just the post, it's the postage and the packaging. So in my first campaign, I had the box, so it wasn't just like a Gemini kind of flyer or anything. It's a proper. You could break a window with this when it comes to, that's how solid it is. So it's the box, it's the tape. It's the tissue paper that everyone was wrapped in. It's the stickers that you use to stick down the tissue paper. It's all these things you have to factor into the cost, even the price of a Sharpie. And people don't think about these things. And then they realise once it comes to actually putting together the actual packages and sending them out, they're jumping out and they're buying things in the shops. They're getting more of these, more mailers, more of this, more of that. And before you know it, there's no profit there. So the postage and the packaging should be worked out so that if you say it's like £20 and people get it and it says on it the postage was like $14.99, where's the rest of that money going? It's going into the box, it's going into the tissue paper, it's going into the comic bags that they're put into, it's going into the backing boards if you need any of those, all that kind of stuff. So you really do need to sit down and calculate all of this before you do it. And don't undersell yourself. If it looks as if you think it's going to add too much to it for people backing, no, people know how much it costs to back these campaigns. So just be honest and put up there exactly what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if you have to explain it, even if you're that worried about it, just explain it. This costs this much, this costs this much. Sorry, got to do it. As long as you're upfront about those things, people are generally understanding. And if they can't afford it, guess what? They go for digital.
Exactly. That's why the digital's there.
Exactly. And the thing is, I understand like the amount of money that I spend backing a lot of these campaigns. It's excessive. I think I'm at 177 backings so far. But the amount of money that I'm spending on these campaigns, I understand that I could go and get something cheaper off of Amazon or whatever. I'm backing them. I like what the creators are putting out there. I like when we have these interactions and I get kind of a behind the scenes peek as to how these things were made. And I really like how things have been packaged together. I understand there's been more than one time I've backed something that was coming from somewhere in the UK and, $20 in shipping later, I'm going, man, this really does suck when you're an international backer. Like now I know how all of our UK friends feel when they're backing all these US projects and they're getting pegged for $20 in shipping. Because
it's more coming from the US. It's usually a lot more than $20 for shipping.
Oh yeah. I shipped an 11x17 from Maryland to Canada, which is like just right there. And an 11x17 going there versus an 11x17 going all the way down to Florida. Florida will cost me like $12. Canada will cost me like $35. The exact same.
Royal Mail is a lot cheaper, actually. And what's good about it, if you're in the UK, you can go into their website and you can calculate everything on the website for the countries that you're sending stuff to. You just take the time to do that. Take a whole day out, your schedule, and just put it towards work calculating all your costs, and it pays off at the end.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the thing is it's, I don't think that shipping cost regularly is something that dissuades people from backing a campaign at all. It might make them back at a lower tier. It might make them back at a digital tier. But if they really like,
just because I couldn't afford to go for the,
right.
You know.
But the thing is if you like the campaign, you're going to find a way to get it. And so that's why I know, like, oh, if I go digital, then people are going to pirate it. Like, people are going to pirate your shit. Period. Like, if you make a big deal about people pirating it, so you don't offer digital, you're going to get
seriously, guys. Pirate, once you've got Ailsa Dark 3 in digital, pirate the crap out of it. I don't care. Like if you're an independent creator, if you're like a huge conglomerate or you're a huge successful creator, you may have trouble with that. If you're an independent creator, you really shouldn't be fearful of pirating stuff or stuff being pirated. Not at all, because all it does is it gets eyeballs on your work that normally wouldn't be on that work. And sometimes when somebody gets their eyeballs on something, they like the look of it, they will come and they will buy the physical copy. They will come for the real thing. That's what happens when it comes to like bootleg tapes back in the day. That's what happened when it came to like videos of movies being pirated and stuff at the start of the VHS. I see. I don't care if people pirate my stuff.
That's a really good point, because there are a lot of comics, and I mentioned this on the last stream, that the only manga I had ever bought was Ghost in the Shell. Well, what I didn't mention on that stream was I happened to have accidentally stumbled upon a digital copy of that manga, and that inspired me to, for the first time, shell out for a manga.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this it was a decent scan. It wasn't great, but how good of a scan are you going to get off really good colors anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not. So I'm like, I have to see this. I have to touch this. And don't go dirty, chat. I know what you're thinking. But I wanted that in my hands, and not just for her tits. I mean, that was also there, but I mean, but the point is, you're absolutely right. There's
a lot of kids out there that don't have any money or anything, and they'll come across things, they'll look at it, but then when they do, they might just back it. And it also just creates awareness. If, however, anybody pirates it in a real sense and tries to profit from them, I'll come after them like gangbusters, and I'll give them a Glasgow piss, the like of which they have never had in their lives.
I wouldn't want to piss Wulley off. Like I feel like even the nickname, like Wulley, it sounds so sweet and cute and whatever, but then it's like, imagine pissing him the fuck off to where he was like, that's it, I'm handling you. Like, I would be terrified.
I'm a teddy bear. It's not me you need to worry about. It's the Tatty Bogo man.
He'll send Nessie after you.
Oh my gosh.
Just saying.
So we have 2 more tiers that we haven't talked about yet.
That was a nice segue, Shae. That was brilliant.
I'm ignoring your stupid Nessie comment. What do you want from me?
What? Nessie's cool. Don't diss Nessie.
Don't diss Nessie, no.
Oh gosh.
That's not there. I thought it might be there. Okay, this one is like not Nessie. No.
Nessie is behind you. Holy shit.
She's in the next room having a nap. You see, swimming all day.
Tea and biscuit going.
This one here is all 3 comics, so it's just like the featured tier, but you also get 2 prints. So one of the prints, which I've got here, is this one, which is Ailsa Dark and Dracula, which you have. It came with the first campaign.
Yes.
That was a stretch goal in the first campaign, but I wanted to still make it available for people in this one. So Ailsa Dark and Dracula, and Ailsa Dark and the Tatty Bogo man. And I'm sure I saw it there, but hang on a minute. I've got some proofs here. I'll pull one of them out that day. This is not the actual print. The actual print is sexier than this and a wee bit bigger, but that one there.
I love that one.
I tell women that all the time. It's really sexier in person and bigger. What do they call that? The Escher stairs?
Yeah, the Escher stairs. And I first saw them in a 2000 AD comic. An artist called Massimo Bellardinelli used them in a comic strip in one of the issues of 2000 AD. And I saw it was the first time I even was aware of him before I knew who Escher was. And I've always wanted to use them in a comic. So the dreamscape in Ailsa Dark, this place where you go to when you're asleep, is kind of like an Escher. And I've actually built it in 3D in Maya. So whenever I do the drawings, I just kind of go into my Maya and I get the angle that I want. And that's what I use as my reference when I'm in the
awesome.
dreamscape. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the labyrinth stairs, and then they put it in, and then I saw the actual artwork, and then I saw it in Inception, where they're talking about the tricks to get people to run in circles forever in their dreams.
Yeah. It's just cool. So it's like it's a trope, but it's a good trope, so it's worth using.
Yeah, no, I think it's very you were able to replicate it very well too, because it's hard to draw that kind of shit because it's like everything keeps flipping around.
Yeah, well, Escher's is organized, so there's a logic behind it. But this is a world that has, like, as you saw in the issue, where you get to the place where Ailsa, what appears to be Ailsa Dark in a dream, it's not something that's like organized. So I've designed the stairs so that they don't make sense at all. They might lead to nowhere. You know, it's like there's no real sense to it. The idea that, and there's always cracks in them as well. And as it goes on, there'll be more cracks. It's almost as if the dreamscape is breaking up and cracking. It's like a subliminal thing, as you'll see throughout the 3 issues.
Nice.
The dreamscape, it's there and it's crumbling because reality is kind of like impinging on the dreamscape.
That's awesome. It's Ailsa Dark now. Artwork's
It's like that. Ailsa Dark.
All right, so the last one for just under $300 is the Fear Box.
Okay, the Fear Box. If you scroll down a bit further, on the left-hand side, I've got all my tiers as visuals, so it'll be easier to explain it. There you go. The Fear Box. This is what you get in the Fear Box. Right, hang on, I'll take a drink for this one.
So hold on, there's a lot here.
He needs to wet his whistle.
Right, there's a lot of stuff here that's add-ons. I forgot to mention that you can get 6 postcards as an add-on as well.
Oh, nice.
In this, you get all 3 issues of Ailsa Dark. That's 124 pages, the complete first arc, Werewolves and Bampots. You get the making of Ailsa Dark as well, which is a 28-page book, which is about the making of Ailsa Dark from its inception, the first trashed run, the first run that was done for the conventions I went to, which is slightly different to the one that was out last year in the actual campaign. And so I'll pick up on those kind of things as well. That may even grow from 28 pages to be a larger book. It depends how much shit I end up throwing into it, you know, as I'm working. You get that. You get the Tatty Bogleman 3D special with the specs, which will come in handy because one of the postcards is a 3D postcard as well. You get the 2 prints that I just talked about, the Dracula one and the Tatty Bogleman Ailsa Dark one. You get the badge or button or pin, as you call it, back there in the US of A. And you get a sketch card as well. There's a sketch card down there. And the one thing you get in here that you can't get in anybody else in the campaign is an A4 pencil sketch commission of whichever character you want me to draw, whether it's one of my characters, one of your characters, or anything really. Anybody but Baby Yoda. I refuse to draw that. But other than that, anything you want me to draw, I will draw.
Oh my goodness, there's so much amazingness with this. I love.
So that's it's just under $300, free postage, and you get all that in a commission, plus the stretch goals. They'll be going in that box as well. It'll be like you'll barely be able to shut the thing. It's going to come in a sexy black box too.
Yes, very, very super sexy, totally blackout box, just like her little heart.
Or is it?
Oh, look at you. It's like maybe, but maybe not though. I also love the way that you did the werewolf where he's like covered in blood, everything's all horrible, and then he still has his monocle because he's got to keep it classy.
He still got his mustache as well.
He does.
Yeah, he's still got the mustache. So anybody who's got this, the second issue, when the character of Mr. Goodwin is introduced, he looks like a normal, unassuming wee man, you know, it's like a balding head and a mustache. Him and his wife are based on a sitcom that we had back here in the 1970s called Man About the House, and I think it was made into a sitcom called Three's Company over there in the US. And The Ropers was a spin-off. So essentially they are based on those 2 characters from the original British sitcom. I like the idea that they have these 2 kind of like unassuming sort of like wee kind of like characters who are actually the main bad guys of this first arc. And when he turns into a werewolf, as he does here, he's still got the mustache. It just gets bigger.
I don't think that I have ever seen a werewolf with a mustache. That is awesome.
I love it. I've never seen a werewolf with a mustache and a monocle. It's just so badass.
And this is Armand Broussard, the werewolf expert, who doesn't last long.
Yeah, no, he doesn't seem like he does. I really want this, like, as a t-shirt. Like, it's just such a cool look with the way that you drew him. I think it'd be so cool to, like, wear on a t-shirt and go walking around and people being like, holy fuck, what is that on your shirt? And be like, oh, it's a werewolf with a mustache and a monocle.
The caption needs to be, come and knock on my door. I'll be waiting for you. From Three's Company.
That'd be perfect. Holy fuck.
Was it the Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein? Was it says at night when the moon comes out, I turn into a wolf and says, yeah, you and a million other guys. Something like that.
Hey, Shae, you should refresh the campaign.
Oh, should I? Oh, hold on. I can do that. Wacha. Look at you.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
4366. And I just went and checked, and I'm upset with myself because I didn't get one of the things that I was wanting to get, but I did Patty Goldman badge because that's obviously a necessity.
Right. Okay. Well, just let me know later what it was. We'll work it out.
Well,
there's 16 days left. She can work it out with her bank account.
We got it. We'll make it work easy. No problem. Because honestly, when it comes to, I have backed campaigns that I like far less than this, more than once. So I can back you again. Damn it. Because I've backed other people more times than I probably should have.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
She's just trying to artificially inflate that number of 177 backings.
I'm really not. I like that number can stop growing. That is because it's a little excessive at this point. I might have a problem.
So I'm really interested when you made the spreadsheet, because you made a spreadsheet out of this entire thing. Did you happen to put in the amounts?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't want to add it up. It's terrifying.
It's enough. All you have to do is do the formula in that column, sum of this cell through this cell. It's going to be enough to buy a nice house in a third world country, isn't it?
It might. You know what? But I have a bunch of comics now, and that's way better. So.
Oh, I see.
You could do that with anything, though. I mean, if I have like a bottle of wine with my dinner 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nights a week, and I was to maybe like add that up for it would be roughly the same as I think she's spending on these campaigns.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the problem is that other vices that I have slow down. If I'm going to keep backing at this rate, otherwise I'm going to go bankrupt. But it's fine because it's worth it.
Her cosplays from here on out are going to consist on what she can do with magic markers and plain white T-shirts.
So whatever I have just sitting around here.
I can wrap my green screen around me. That's a costume.
Oh my gosh. All right. So do you have any other questions for Alex?
I do not. I do want to know what Silver Ogre was saying that I should record.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Record that and save it. I'm terrified. I don't know. Did I say something? I might have said something.
Probably the biblical proportions of your spending on IGGs and Kickstarter.
I like Soul Ion's comment. Grandma, why do you have such a big monocle?
Well, the better to see you with, my dear.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love Wulley. Dude, we really got to hang out more often, for real. This has been a blast.
You just need to stream a bit earlier. It's like,
I know.
Since your stream starting about 2 in the morning, I'm like, I can't do that.
Look, for you, we will figure out a random stream like once a quarter that will start at noon, and we'll and be like, all right, bitches, y'all better show up because I'm streaming at noon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Solian says I'd buy a you-know-what shirt. Just totally fair. And yeah.
Who did my hair? actually just brushed it while I muted myself.
Oh gosh.
Well, personally, my hair is I'm working on what I call a lockdown mullet.
Yeah.
So it's getting to the point where I'm actually going to be able to cosplay as a Tatty Bogoman quite soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wulley, you know what I did when I got tired of my hair overlapping on my ears, because that's something I can't stand. I ordered clippers from Amazon, used my cell phone and my Chromebook as alternating mirrors, and just went at it. And you know what? That's why hats exist.
Yeah. No, the bravest I was just the fringe. I took it down to it was about here, and I just went, and off it went. And I never could see. But I need to actually probably go to a barber and get a haircut.
You should have done it right at the middle part of your nose, and then you could have been like a sheepdog with a Scottish accent.
Yeah, I could just kind of go like that, like cousin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then make sure you grow the mustache so that
definitely
you like the werewolf. Yeah. Monocle.
Well, that's a good idea. Get some wax and go.
My dad legitimately used to do that. Like he had his mustache, and then he'd take wax, and I just should do this for hours. I was like, why? Like, what? And he goes, I'm trading it. I was like, why would you trade it to do that though? Like people.
I like the idea that he thinks that when he doesn't do it, he'll just do it on his own.
Yeah, it's like if I just tell it to do it enough, eventually the hair will go, this is how we grow.
Speaking of wax, Shae bought me some hair wax. It's some interesting stuff. It's in blue and silver.
Yeah.
She's like, put this in your hair. It'll look good.
I'll have to send you some, Wulley. What color you want? Pink?
Yeah, why not?
I'm always like, I don't give a shit.
Send him like a nice amber color, the color of scotch.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Oh, and then you can cosplay as Ailsa Dark.
I'll use it on my tash because it's gone grey now. So I'll use it.
Yeah.
Last time I met it wasn't quite grey, but in the space of a year it's gone completely grey. So yeah.
You know what? This year has been rough on all of us.
That's what happens.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Launch a few campaigns, you go great instantly.
All right. Well, Wulley, you got any last little things you want to let us know about this campaign other than go get off your asses and back it?
Even if you can't back it, follow me on YouTube. You'll find me Wulley at Terrier Comics. Follow me on Twitter. Just do the hashtag CGUK. I tweet loads of times with that hashtag. It's easy to find. You'll find me via that. And even if you can't back it, just the odd like and retweet really helps. And if you can back it, thank you very much. The digital tier will give you everything you need if you just want to read the story. And I think it's a good story. I wouldn't be putting it out there if I didn't think I was putting together a good story. World building, but I hope it doesn't feel like I'm world building without character, because that's the most important thing to me, is creating these characters. And I've got 3 storylines planned for Ailsa Dark. I teased the first story, Werewolves and Bampots, teases the second arc. You'll have seen it with the 1950s, sort of like a Bela Lugosi movie. It's teasing a second arc, which is actually going to be set in Hollywood in the 1950s. And then there's going to be a third arc, which is going to be set further back in time. So the more we learn about Ailsa Dark, the further back in time we're going to be going with her. And it's going to be a good journey. So please consider jumping on if you can.
Heck yeah. Oh, I'm so excited because I love the way that you write and the way that you've created this world. And so hearing that you have like these grandiose plans of keeping it going and just kind of stepping back farther and farther, I can't wait. I really can't. I'm really excited. All right. Go back.
Shae,
I don't even know what
else.
Go back the damn thing. Like you don't need to eat out or, buy that scotch right now.
The way I look at it is I've put on a lot of weight since lockdown. So the more campaigns I back, the less food I can buy. Think of it that way.
It's like
do you the world a good.
But then the more they back you, the more food you... Never mind.
That's it. I might
No.
You never know. I might be throwing the odd wee sweetie in with the next campaign. You never know what you're going to find on that box.
Can't for 16 more days minimum because they're still holding all that money. So he just gets to envision all the food that he could buy.
Yes.
But still can't actually buy it yet. So you see.
Yeah.
Shae, you want to remind people a couple things? Website.
Oh, all of the stuff that I haven't said for the past 4 shows. Sure. So definitely go and check out redvalkyrie.net if you want to know more about when we're streaming. Go check out our awesome merch store and just kind of get a feel for what we got going on. Also, memberships are live at on our wonderful YouTube channel, and there's 3 tiers. There's some really awesome stuff that you can get with each of those tiers. So definitely. That is not the awesome stuff at all. That is the unfortunate.
That is our
stuff.
merch, and someone bought that.
Somebody bought size drawing
I'm so happy.
on a mug.
Is that coconuts?
On the left, yes.
Hey, whoa! I did a Freya cosplay, and CY is very artsy. If you couldn't tell, there's a ginger root hand paying homage to Mike Bancroft and his amazing hand drawing abilities, and then there's a guinea pig hand because that's what CY does.
You're so mean.
It looks exactly like a fucking guinea pig. I don't know.
Those hands are quality.
That is a guinea pig.
Yeah. Actually, I can't argue with that.
Right? That's exactly
That's a guinea pig.
It's a ginger root mangled hand. And then
At a push, it's a gerbil, but I would go guinea pig.
That's talent.
It's bigger. It's got to be a little fatter.
Yeah,
talent.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, definitely make sure that you sub to our channel if you are so inclined. Go ahead and become a member and get some perks. Get yourself some merch and go back Ailsa Dark right now, because this is an amazing book. You're going to be very, very sad if you miss out on this. It's phenomenal. And again, don't forget, if you're into anime and into tea, you can go to thedragonstreasure.com, use code Red Valkyrie and get 10% off. Wulley, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you both. It's fun.
So good.
You are very welcome. It is awesome seeing you again. I know it's been at least 9 months since you and I have talked. So great seeing you again, Wulley.
And you too, mate. It's been that long. Wow, 9 months.
Well, I was kind of out of the country for 8, so that's how I know it's been at least 9 months since we've talked.
Yeah. Wow.
CY's been gone for quite a while. I've been flying solo since mid-February up until a month and a half ago. It's been crazy.
Well, we'll need it quicker next time. That's for sure.
Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Oh my gosh, like the video. If we've set that as a precedent, we're
so many downvotes.
How many negatives are we gonna have? It's gonna be terrible.
Oh, so this is our second show of the day. Do not forget to come back 8 p.m. Eastern this evening for Sovereign Wolf.
Absolutely. Very nice, Wulley. I love the eyebrows. All right. Yeah. We will catch you guys in a couple of hours. Go get your copy of Ailsa Dark, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you later.
Cheers, everyone.